Today we will discuss about joints in concrete structure. So first of all, we have to understand that what is joints, types of joints, in which condition we have to provide the different types of the joints. So let us start the introduction of the joints. Joints are plant break in the concrete which allow to move and prevent the random cracking. You can understand that from the photos we have to provide the intensely gap in the concrete elements because the concrete in the concrete mass the different type of the stresses are acting, and due to these stresses the concrete are facing the cracking issue, and preventing this cracking we have to provide the intensely gap, the plant break in the concrete element. This is known as the concrete joints, and in the different condition we have to provide the different type of the joints. You can see in the first photo the expansion joints is provided, and in the second photo in the bridge element we have provide the joint in the concrete mass. So let us understand in detail with the different type of the joints. So there are the four types of the joints. First one is a construction joints, second one is a contraction joints, third one is expansion joints, and fourth one is isolation joints. So these are the four types of the joints we are providing in the concrete element due to the requirement. So let us start from the construction joints. What is construction joints? The construction joints are occur of a section when the two successive concreting operations after an interval. I have taken an example. You can see in the photo. This is the first portion and this is the second portion of this slab. I have taken the slab for the example, and you know that you cannot concreting the whole area in a single day. Just you can cover the 25 to 50 percentage of the total area. It's depending on the total area of the concreting. Then for example you have a larger area of the concreting, and in a single day you can concrete the 50 percentage of the total area, and next 50 percentage you have to do that in the next day due to the limitation of the time. And this is also affected by the availability of the technology and the manpower at your site. Then I have taken a simple example, and I have to construct my slab. You can see in the photo in 2 days, and first day this portion, and in the second day I have to construct this portion. So old portion and new portion, in that case we have to provide the construction joint between that. You can see in the photo this is the existing concrete and this is the fresh concrete, and between that I have provided the construction joints. So now you can get in the simple language, in the existing concrete and the fresh concrete you have to provide the construction joints. So this is the temporary joints and pre-planned joint. You are you you are knowing your total planning of the structure, and you have already calculated the total period of the casting of the any type of the concrete element. So you can already plan for the construction joint. So this is the pre-planned construction joints. Next one is a where we have to provide uh, this type of the joints. Remember the important thing that you have to provide these joints at minimum bending moment and minimum shear force. So we know that in the concrete element, so in the end portion there will be maximum shear force, and in the middle portion there is a maximum bending moment of rigid element. Done. So in that case you cannot provide in the mini maximum shear force and maximum bending moment. So you have to find out, you have to plan out, you have to do the pre-plan of the construction joint with at the minimum bending moment at the minimum shear force. And if you classify this joint uh, like a horizontal construction joint, like a vertical construction joint, so let us understand in detail the types of the construction joint based on the orientations. So let us understand the types of the construction joint. First one is the horizontal construction joints and second one is the vertical construction joints. In the horizontal construction joints generally provided in the vertical member like in the walls, in the columns, and about the vertical construction joints is provided generally a horizontal member like in the slab and beams. Done. And for the horizontal construction joint it should be provided at the top of the plinth or top or bottom of the window opening due to the minimum shear force and minimum bending moment. That and same thing, we have to consider the point regarding the vertical construction joint. It should be formed at the point of minimum shear. Done. So these are the main two types of the construction joint. You can classify it based on the orientation like horizontal construction joints and second one is a vertical construction joints. And you can understand in the photo you can provide the smooth dowel bar in these joints, and you can also provide the deform bar for the good bonding with the concrete mass. And this is the butt type construction joint. So these are the different types of the joints, particular construction joints, and you can see in the photo. Let us understand expansion joints. We know that if concrete getting the high temperature, in that case there will be expand slightly, and there will be effect, there will be applying the force to the due to the expansion of the concrete mass when getting the heating or getting the higher temperature. So concrete expand slightly when the temperature rises. Similarly, the concrete shrinks drying upon. So in the temperature changes, so there is a effect on the concrete mass. So in that case you have to provide the expansion joint. But remember that in the small building there is a no requirement of the expansion joint. If you have a large longer building, in that case there these issues may be happen in the future due to the temperature effect. For example, you have a 45-meter longer building, so in that case you have to provide the expansion joint. And about the thickness of the joint you have to take the 25 mm. Then so in that effect of the temperature you have to provide the temperature expansion joints. You can see in the photo, this is the expansion joint. This is the intensely gap is provided in the concrete element. Otherwise, there will be cracks developed due to the expansion because all the particles are applying the force to each other. So in that case, the cracks develops due to the expansion of the concrete mass. So we have to provide in the different cases. For example, in the bridge, you can see in the photo, this is the expansion joint provided in the bridge, in the railways, and in some cases we have to provide the masonry structure. And if we talk about the factory elements like a larger pipe, and in that case we have to provide the expansion joint, but we are focusing of this concrete expansion joint regarding our syllabus. So we have to focus the only concrete mass. Done. So contraction joints, and it's also called dummy joint and control joints. This you can see in the photo, the cracks are developed due to the shrinkage of the concrete mass, or the uh, drying weight of the weighting of the concrete mass. So particular, if concrete is facing due to the shrink and swell due to the shrinkage, and in that case the cracks are developed, in that case you have to provide the contraction joints. And contraction joints are made at the time of concreting, embedding the timber bottom or plank of the suitable thickness. Remember that in the photo, just we have to provide the groove on the concrete element. For example, you are casting a slab or beam, then in that you have to provide the timber plank or timber bottom, and you can also provide the thermocol also on the concrete slab. Just we have to place it, and after hardening we have to remove that portion. It means you can get the grooving of the concrete bar. So this is the contraction joint. Simple. Just you have to groove when you're casting uh, your concrete mass. You have to put the timber blank or timber uh, button or thermocol. You can also use the thermocol also for providing this type of the joints. And after the hardening of the concrete, you have to remove it, and you can see the grooving is ready, and this is the contraction joints. And this plank is removed. And uh, what about the height and thickness of the contraction joints? Remember that the height of the contraction joint should be between one third and one fourth of the total thickness of the element. For example, this is my slab or beam, and total thickness is D. So you have to take one third or one fourth of the D for the total height of the joints, total length of the heights of the depth of the joints. And if we talk about the thickness of the joints, it's about 9 mm. And if we talk about the spacing of the joints, it should be between 5 to 10 meter. And I have a different photos for the contraction joint. You can see the total height of the, or you can say total depth of the element D, and uh, depth of the joint is one third or the one fourth. I have taken a one fourth of the D. So this is the contraction joints. Simple thing. Just you have to provide the timber blank or any thermocol, and after the hardening of the concrete you have to remove that, and you are uh, preparing this type of the groove. This is the contraction joints, and it prevents from the shrinkage effect, and it prevents the cracking of the control. So it's also known as the control joints. Next one is the isolation joints. When horizontal when our floor or horizontal member or floor is connected to the our vertical member, like a column, a wall, or any other elements. So in that case, there will be different stresses are developing. So in that case, the cracking may be developed in future. So in that case, we have to provide the isolation joints. You can see in the photo, this is the isolation joints provided on the floor and column. So isolation joints are the provided when the concrete floor meets the permanent structure like walls, columns, foundation blocks, or any other. You can take also machine foundations, and isolation is provided to full depth of the concrete floor. So this is the isolation joint you can see in the photo. Main reason is prevent the cracking due to the different type of the moments or other stresses are developing in the different elements like for the column and for the floor. So preventing this cracking issue, we have to provide the isolation joints. And width of the this type of the joints is generally taken about 10 mm, and these joints are filled the resilience material for finishing and with the joints filling compounds to prevent the ingress of the moisture and other undesirable materials, and you can get the proper bonding